Okay, so this is from a recent numeracy paper, alright? You might recognise this question. So the following box and whisker plots illustrate the daily rainfall for April 2016 in Trefwen and in Norby. So we've got to fill this table in, essentially, okay? Looking at the range, median and interquartile range for each of these places. So let's look at Trefwen to start with, okay? Now I always go for the median, I do, value, because the median is in the middle of the box here, that middle line there, right? So it's easy, isn't it, in a way? So we can fill in, what was it, is it 30? Yeah? So the middle line there is 30, isn't it? So the median is 30 for Trefwen, okay? That's the easy marks. Range and interquartile range, well, remember the range, you're talking about highest and take away the lowest. Now with a box and whisker plot, right, you've got your box here, and then you've got your sort of whiskers at the end, right? So the highest actual value is here, isn't it? This is the highest value, okay? So that's the highest, I'll put H there maybe, okay, for where that appears. And then the lowest value is here, okay? So you could quite clearly see the highest is 55, lowest is 5, right? So to get the range then, the range here, we just have to do the highest, which is, as I said, 55 there, take away the lowest, which is 5, so that's going to be 50 for Trefwen there, okay? So that's the highest, take away lowest for the range. The interquartile range, again, we're looking at the highest, take away lowest, but we're looking at the quartiles then, okay? The quarters of the data, essentially, all right? So remember, we talked about median here, the middle value, okay? That's where middle of the data is, okay? Well, quartiles are where a quarter of the data is, or 3/4 of the data. And this here will be my lower quartile, here, okay, at the end of the box. That's the lower quartile, which represents 20, okay? And the upper quartile then will be here, okay, which will be 45, is it? So then, in terms of getting the interquartile range then, well, I take the upper quartile, which is 45, take away the lower quartile, which was 20, and if I work that out, it comes out to be 25 millimeters. All right, so that's the key aspects there of box and whisker plot, right? It represents the data, okay, in a sort of cumulative style, whereby 25% of the data is here, okay? So the first quarter of the data is here. That's the actual lowest value, right? And then first 25% of the data is up to here, so that's the lowest quarter, okay, the 25% of the data. Median then will be 50% of the data, upper quarter then is 75% of the data, 3/4 of the data, and then the top 25% is in there, right, and that's the actual highest value. So we've got our values for Trefwen. Now we can apply that knowledge then to working out Norby, okay. So again, I'd go for the median, the middle one there for Norby, which is 28, I think, 28, yeah. So then let's work out the range. Well, the highest value is 50. The lowest value there is 1, I think, isn't it? So look at the whisker there, right at the end of the whisker. So 50 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. So highest take away lowest, 50 take away 1 is 49, okay. And then the interquartile range, well, remember now, that's the median. This is the upper quartile here. It's okay to draw on these, right? And the lower quartiles there. So the upper quartile is there, which is 45. The lower quartile there, which is 15. So 45 then, take away 15, which gives me 30, isn't it, I think? 45 take away 15 is 30, yeah. Bro. So this is Poppy. Iona is going on holiday next April. She's hoping for good weather with hardly any rain. She decides to go to Norby. Give her reason to support Iona's decision. Include values for both Trefwen and Norby. So she decides to go here, doesn't she, to this place, because she wants the good weather. So really, we've got to use the data we've got to help us. And in fact, we can use the table up here, right? And we could just choose the median value, okay? We could look at the median value and appreciate, well, actually, the median value for Norby is less than the median value for Trefwen, okay? So in other words, remember now, median means average. We can say, look, on average, okay, on average, okay, and we're using the median average there is less rainfall in this place, yeah? there's less rainfall there on average, because there's 28. I mean, it's important you to state values as well. Okay, so 28 millimeters in Narrabee compared to 30 millimeters. I think we've got in the table, yeah, in Trefwen. Okay, right. So on average, less rainfall. So that means that you've got more chance of getting better weather. Okay, as such, okay, less rainfall on average should result in better weather. Okay,